JBN, we keep you informed. Homeless persons shot in Kingston. The police are probing the shooting of two homeless persons along Church Street in downtown Kingston. The incident, which happened about 10:10 Thursday morning, drew a large gathering. Both injured persons were rushed to the Kingston Public Hospital, where one was treated and released and the other admitted in stable condition. Is a brother who live at the temporary shelter get shot? It's like a car drive up and go to the stoplight, and a man just come up and fire the shot, and then them drive away, an alleged eyewitness said. Teens among 5 charged with firearm offenses. 2 teenagers were among 5 individuals charged yesterday with firearm-related offenses stemming from several separate incidents earlier this year. Charged are Roshawn Powell, 23, a farmer of Callaloo, Mews, Kingston, 20, Qumar Campbell, 21-year-old, of an address in Hanover, Dwayne Connell, 21-year-old, of an address in Hanover, and a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old. According to the police, Powell was charged with shooting with intent, with use of a firearm, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition in connection with an incident which occurred on Monday, March 2. It is reported that about 7 a.m. Powell approached a man on Collierville Avenue in Kingston 20 and demanded the man's cell phone. A tussle ensued after the man refused to hand over the phone. During the confrontation, Powell allegedly opened gunfire, hitting the man before he fled the scene. The man was taken to the hospital where he was treated. Powell was later arrested. In a similar incident, Campbell and Connell were charged with robbery with aggravation and illegal possession of firearm after they pointed a gun at a man and robbed him of his cell phone in Hopewell District, Westmoreland, about 10 a.m. on Monday, May 4. The two were charged after the incident was reported to the police. Finally, the teenagers, ages 15 and 16, were charged with robbery with aggravation after reportedly robbing a man at gunpoint in April. A licensed firearm holder was alerted, and one of the teenagers was apprehended and handed over to the police. The other teenager was brought into the police by his mother. They were charged after they were pointed out by the complainant. The court dates of the accused are being finalized. Mandeville corporal injured in station brawl with woman inspector. A Manchester corporal is now on sick leave after receiving several blows to his face, allegedly by a woman police inspector at work yesterday. It is reported that the incident happened in the guard room of the Mandeville police station, in full view of others, as the constable was preparing to hand over duties at the end of his shift. The corporal has filed a complaint of assault occasioning bodily harm against the inspector, who is in charge of compliance at the station. When contacted, head of the Manchester Police Division, Superintendent Gary Francis, said he had heard rumors and needed more time to check, but may not be available for comment. Francis also said there are a number of internal processes to investigate allegations against members of the force. Subsequent calls to his cell phone went unanswered. It is understood that Francis was at the station yesterday when the incident occurred. In the report, the corporal alleged that about 6 o'clock, he was confronted by the woman inspector, and before he could talk with her, she hit him in the face several times, causing swelling and bruises to his mouth. After doing so, she remarked, "A long time I want to do this," the corporal was quoted as saying. The corporal reportedly said the inspector further aggravated the situation. Afterwards, she left saying, "That you forget," read a section of his complaint. Police sources say before the physical confrontation, the corporal had made an inappropriate sexual comment about the inspector in a tight skirt. Ganja worth $2.8 million. Credit card grabber seized in Hanover operation. 445 pounds of ganja, a credit card grabber, and a point-of-sale machinery seized by the Hanover police during an operation conducted in Kendall District, Green Island in the parish on May 7. The ganja has an estimated street value of $2.8 million. 2 people were arrested and charged for possession and dealing in ganja and taking preparatory steps to export. They are 59-year-old Patrick Mosley, a farmer, and a 53-year-old Mabel Meyer, a vendor, both of Kendall District in the parish. Reports are that between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m., police officers conducted a search of a property where 277 bags containing the ganja and other items were found. The police said investigations are now being carried out into whether the credit card grabber and the point-of-sale machine have been used to defraud anyone. Indicom Commissioner Terrence Williams sues Jamaica Police Federation and Chairman. Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom Commissioner Terrence Williams filed a lawsuit against the Jamaica Police Federation and its chairman, Sergeant Patricio, in the Supreme Court yesterday afternoon. Williams is suing both parties for defamation and is claiming damages for libel, exemplary damages, aggravated damages, cost, and further relief as the court deems fit. The lawsuit stems from an incident that occurred on May 5, 2020, where the Federation issued a press release which accused Williams of being dishonest, unethical, and lacking integrity. The press release was issued to several media houses and articles published on the same date. The lawsuit noted that despite the defamatory nature of the press release's title, both the Federation and Roe have not offered Williams any apology or retraction. Workers blame Iberostar for failure to benefit from set cash COVID relief. Some displaced Iberostar employees in Roswell, St. James are angry with their employer, charging that they have been unable to benefit from the government's COVID-19 relief program because of the hotel's failure to pay over their income tax deductions to the state. Qualification for the supporting employees with transfer of cash, set cash grant under the relief package is dependent on a P45 form being submitted on behalf of the employees by the hotel. The form, according to information from Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ, indicates the amount of taxes paid by each employee. When there is no TAJ record, a person is deemed to be unemployed. Yesterday, a female employee who wished to remain anonymous, fearing repercussions, said that although she has been employed to the hotel for more than a decade, TAJ said that he had no deduction records for her. For the past 3 years after government moved the income tax threshold to $1.5 million, PAYE tax was deducted from us, especially when we worked overtime. It has since stopped, but those monies deducted have not been refunded, the woman added. Another employee showed a letter over the signature of Dr. Anthony Ferguson, Director of Human Resources, explaining that he had qualified for a grant of $18,000 per month, but he is contending that since income tax were being deducted from his salary, he should also be covered under the government's SET cash initiative. We have tried to get an explanation from the accounts department, but nobody was willing to entertain our queries, the man claimed. On checking the agencies for which deductions have been made, only the National Housing Trust has any records of deductions. As a national insurance scheme, nothing has been paid in my name. Most of the nearly 1,000 employees are in the same situation, the disgruntled staffer said. Bread and butter issues surface under St. Mary community restrictions. Residents of Epsom and Dover in St. Mary are on edge, but have accepted quarantine measures imposed by the government to curtail the spread of the dreaded coronavirus in that parish. Security checkpoints at both ends of the parish tell the story of an operation that caught residents unawares on Thursday and was only realized when they arose at sunrise. The heavy presence of police and military personnel who were placed strategically at the border between Portland and St. Mary en route to the community of Dover, Epsom, Enfield, and Onoto Bay, coupled with multiple security checkpoints, was the order of the day on Thursday. The closure of wholesale establishments and other businesses added to the anxiety of some residents. Boy, it rough, but I feel it won't good. People have to know so them can't just up and about everywhere, commented an elderly man who gave his name as Joshua Brown from Epsom in St. Mary. My only problem is that I want food in my house. Me not have to go a road, cause me safer staying indoors than out there. Me the kind of shock when me hear say the entire area under curfew, but that's how it go. Other residents, including Margaret Eslop and a woman who gave her name only as Jasmine, shared similar sentiments, but raised concerns about how they would be able to purchase food during the lockdown. And a member of parliament for St. Mary South East, Dr. Norman Dunn, was spotted in the community of Epsom handing out care packages and a mask to dozens of residents. I just want to urge residents in the 3 affected communities, Dover, Henfield, and Onoto Bay, to stay safe, said Dunn. He added, so far they have been very cooperative, and despite the restriction, they are adhering to the quarantine. I have been around all the areas that are under quarantine, and I can report that the cooperation is tremendous. Our farmer, who has suffered heavy losses since the onset of COVID-19 in March, is in full support of the quarantine measures implemented by the government, which according to him is necessary at this time so as to halt the spread of the disease in St. Mary. This is something that I personally expected, said Shaquille Hemmings, the farmer from the district of Dover in the parish. COVID-19 has mashed me right down, so we're not producing any peak quantity right now. Usually the farm is buzzing with produce including papaya, okra, pak chai, cabbage, sweet pepper and hot pepper, which were in high demand. I haven't fired any of my workers, but the number of days that they usually work have been decreased, he said. Production in terms of planting has been scaled down to about 20%. Total sales per month have decreased from approximately $300,000 to about $60,000, and the bills are piling up. Hemmings said that one of his main concerns is a 6 p.m. curfew order, which restricts him from adequately attending to his livestock, especially when they're in labor. We run the risk of losing several piglets if we are unable to be there to assist them during the period of the curfew, he explained. The quarantine will run for 14 days, ending on May 21. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember, subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.